Hey, what's up you guys? Yes, today we're going to be doing another video where we talk about some strange deaths. And today we're going to be talking about deaths that happened at water parks. So water parks have always been terrifying to me for so many reasons. You're packing thousands of people into pools that are probably dirty. You have the most insane water slides ever, and there's no restraints, there's no seatbelts, you're just on the slide. Some water parks even have those huge cylinders and they just throw you into it and you spin around. The whole thing is just fucking terrifying to me. And there's always accidents at water parks. Sometimes they're funny and harmless. You have slides where people flip over in their rafts and they're totally okay. But then you have some people who literally fall out of their raft because there's no safety belt. And if they're lucky like this guy, they're totally fine.
Oh, no! Come in! Come in! Come in! Get in here! Get in here! Oh, yeah! Nice!
Then you have people that aren't that lucky. Just check out this guy who came down the slide and flew right off the side.
Oh!
I know, that one is fucked up. Luckily, he was totally okay. But for most people, that's not the case. Okay, so our first water park death that we're going to talk about is very sensitive because it just happened. I have been not wanting to make this video because of this, and I don't know, the whole situation is heartbreaking. But I'm hoping that if I talk about it, it will help water parks realize that they need to enforce better safety rules and fucking fix their rides. So here we go. We're going to be talking about the death of 10-year-old Caleb. So earlier this month in Kansas City, Caleb was at the water park Schlitterbahn. He was on a ride called the Reupload, and it is the tallest water slide in the whole world. On the ride, you're inside of a raft with a couple other people, and you go down a drop that's 168 feet. That's taller than Niagara Falls. And as you're going down, you reach speeds of 70 miles per hour. The only thing that's holding you in this ride are small Velcro straps. A lot of riders have said that those straps don't even work, and sometimes they'll just come off in the middle of the ride. And unfortunately, that's what happened to Caleb. During the ride, his Velcro strap opened up and he couldn't hold on and he was decapitated. Now they're still looking into this and why it happened, so there's not that many details out. Either way, it's definitely the ride's fault. I mean, as we said earlier, this ride had had a lot of problems with those straps. Here's just some people talking about how those straps were always breaking.
I heard Matt say, "My harness is off." And I'm like, what? I was in shock. My aunt and I, we looked at each other in disbelief.
The ride had to be quickly redesigned after tests and several rafts airborne.
Oh, God!
Now there were two other girls on the raft with him, and luckily they are okay. I don't know. I can't even begin to explain how awful and heartbreaking the story was. When I read about it, I was just in tears. It's fucking awful. And I really hope that these water parks see this and start to up their game as far as safety and precautions, and I just hope nothing like this ever happens again. Now on a brighter note, this next story is of somebody who was in an accident and luckily survived. So a man was on a raft with his family and he was filming the whole thing on a GoPro. Then his sister fell out, injured her back, and they had to save her. And he filmed the whole thing. Check it out.
You okay? She's not okay, she's not okay, she's not okay. She fell off, she hurt her back, she hurt her back. She fell off and she hurt her back on the raft. I think she's hit her head as well. It's okay, breathe. Just breathe.
So luckily that girl was okay, she just had some minor back injuries, but man, that could have been a lot worse. Now some deaths that happen at water parks aren't actually even involving the slides. Sometimes it's as simple as being in the wrong place at the wrong time. In September of 2011, at Adventure Island in Florida, a 21-year-old man named Justin was electrocuted. He was actually a lifeguard and he was standing in 2 feet of water. So he wasn't even like on a slide or doing anything dangerous. He was literally just standing there making sure that everybody was okay. So how it works is a lifeguard will stand there in the water and just kind of make sure everything's going smoothly. And when there is changes in weather, there is a monitoring system that tells the park, oh hey, you should probably close down the rides because there is a chance of lightning. Well, because the park didn't listen to the monitoring system, unfortunately Justin lost his life. And because of that, Justin's parents filed the lawsuit, which they should have. Now America has some pretty insane water parks and pretty intense water slides, but in other countries, they go even fucking harder. There's a slide called Poseidon's Revenge in Dubai, and just watching the clip of it fucked me up. Check it out.
3, 2, 1.
Fuck that. A fucking trap door? What kind of fucked up, scary ass shit? No seatbelt. Fucking what would happen if you flipped upside down, you broke your fucking neck, now you're just flying down this water slide, no safety. The whole thing fucks me up. Well, fortunately that guy in the clip is totally fine, and there hasn't been an accident on that slide, thank God. But at the Siam water park in Thailand, some people were not so lucky. There's a slide called the Super Spiral, and it's 3 stories high. It's a pretty intense slide, and at the time it was one of the most popular at the park. And then one day in 2008, part of the slide collapsed. And because of this, 28 children were injured. Yeah, 28. Now I couldn't find that many details about how they were injured, and I couldn't find any video clips of it, but all I can imagine is if part of the slide collapsed, that means 28 kids were just flying to the ground. And that's just fucking terrifying. Now this isn't the only accident that's happened at this park. Just a year before that, in 2007, someone died on a log ride. So on the log ride, you're inside of a log and it falls down a really steep hill. Now when you hit the bottom, you crash into a pool of water and everything's fun and everything is supposedly safe. Well, on this occasion, there was an electrical issue and the water stopped flowing for 3 minutes. Well, because there was nothing for the boat to float on, it made it stop right at the top of the hill. Well, then the second boat came flying down the hill, crashed into that boat, and then that one went flying down. Because there was no water, there was nothing to float on, and it just crashed to the ground. The woman was flown out of the log, and she died. Now, obviously, I'm not going to show a clip of that. I don't even think there is one. But there is a clip that's kind of similar, and luckily the people survived. And as you can see, that is 2 people going down a water ride where it's dry at the bottom, and there's no pool for them to land in. And it's fucked up. Just the sound of it when they hit that fucking fuck. Now, first of all, I'm pretty sure this is their fault. I think they were just trying to do like a stunt or something, but either way, if you're going down a water slide and it is dry at the bottom, fucking don't do it. Now here's another clip I found of a really close call, and this one is just like fucking heart-stopping. Check it out. Whew, fuck. When I saw that clip, my heart stopped. So luckily for that guy, he is totally okay. But on to our last story, where unfortunately, people were not so lucky. In New Jersey, there was an amusement park called Action Park. Now in 1996, the park closed because they had so many deaths. Now this park had some of the craziest water rides in the world. It's even listed on Wikipedia as one of the first modern water parks in America. Well, the rides were pretty intense, which led to some pretty intense accidents. On a ride called the Alpine Slide, one of the cars jumped and a 19-year-old boy who was inside of it hit his head on a rock and died. Then in 1982, 1984, and 1987, 3 separate people died in the wave pool. It was a 15-year-old, a 20-year-old, and an 18-year-old, and all of them drowned. In 1982, on one of the kayak rides, the kayak flipped over. The 27-year-old man that was inside was okay, and he got out of the ride and started walking on the water to get out, and underneath him was an exposed wire from one of the underwater fans, and when he stepped on it, he was electrocuted and died. Then, one of the craziest was in 1984 when one girl was on the Tarzan swing. Now the Tarzan swing is exactly how it sounds. You grab on and you swing into a big pool of water. Well, the girl died because the water was so freezing cold that when she landed in it, she had a heart attack. Now because of all these deaths, the park did close in 1996. People just did not want to go there. It creeped them out. It gave them a bad taste in their mouth. I mean, would you want to go somewhere like that where you know a bunch of people have died? Probably not. Well, years later, they reopened the park, but they changed the name to Mountain Creek Water Park. Now supposedly since then they have changed the safety precautions, they have a lot more things in place so that accidents don't happen, and luckily none have. But most people still can't forget what happened there back when it was called Action Park. So there you guys go, those are some of the craziest accidents that have happened at water parks. And hopefully what happened with Caleb and what happened with all these other people, and even me just making this video, helps water parks realize that they really need to fucking get their shit together and just make everything a million times safer. Because as it is now, I'm never going. Alright you guys, hopefully you enjoyed that. If you want more videos of crazy deaths, give me a thumbs up so I know. And also subscribe to my channel right down below because I make new videos every single day. And if you want to see more videos of me talking about crazy deaths, I'll put a link to a playlist right below in the description. Alright you guys, I will see you tomorrow. Stay safe. Bye. I have everything. I have every single Reese's item. I have chocolates, I have ice creams, I have spreads, I have breads. I have it all, babe.
So sad.